there, I wanted to take a couple minutes to just talk about a couple things. I recently did a live stream on Twitch. I'm not 100% happy with it at all. The audio quality was poor. Part of that's not my fault. When you are streaming and you don't have a following, they limit the quality of your recording. Your audio quality is automatically downgraded. My headset is not very good, but in addition to that, I was hoping to actually mask the bad sound quality of the headset by actually, having the music from the game louder than it turned out to be. And Alex, who was watching, didn't tell me that the music from the game wasn't a little bit louder. It was actually really quiet. So I'm at Alex, but because if you actually have a little bit of background music or something going on, that can actually help mask poor audio quality. So this video is actually just to rant and rave, talk a little bit, and to just show you what goes into making a video, because it's actually more in depth than you think. So I did this live stream. You can actually watch the past broadcast. It's on twitch.com. If you go to babymitchie.com, you can click live streams, and then you can click VG Codemaster, and you can actually watch the past broadcast. There's a link right there, so that's the easiest way to find it. And you can make a Twitch account and become a follower. And it's neat because what you can do is I'm going to be playing video games and doing live broadcasts of these video games. I'm going to have different nights. I'm going to have vote nights where you can actually vote what game I'll play, and all kinds of cool things like that. So the reason I'm holding this camera awkwardly and shaking it right now is because I want to try to show you what goes into a video. Right now there is no light on. My face looks dark and shadowy, right? Well, that sucks. And it's partly my fault. I have a hat on. But you know what? That's my choice. I want to have a hat. It's my thing. This is my hat. It's me. So you need to lighten the face up. And this is true regardless, but having a hat is kind of like a big no-no. If you have a hat, well, look at this. It's all shadowy and bad. So as I was playing that game for 2 hours, and in the future, I have to have a light on me. And you guys don't know, but there's a lot of people that do the same thing. The good broadcasters that are doing green screen, chroma key, they're keying out the background to do the green screen or whatever screen while they're playing. Well, they have a light on themselves, and it's not very pleasant necessarily. So this is not very bright. It's just a very basic light going on. And I don't have anything softening it. But as you can see, turning the light on makes a real big difference for how the face looks. And what you can do is you can put a paper over it or anything to help soften the light. But it really improves your broadcast amazingly. But imagine, you're actually focusing on a monitor, and I'm going to share right now. You're focusing on, playing a game. And here you are playing this game with, this light blasting in your face, and people have no idea what's going on. You're sitting here playing a game, light blasting in your face. You have to think about everything while you're doing this, including, a proper focus on the camera, the person you're talking to, so that you're actually addressing that person. And that's something that I think an actor learns, really, to focus at the proper times at the camera, to make it look like you really are doing and saying and focusing and interacting with a person. So I just wanted to bring that out. I want to talk about a couple other things too, but I'm going to have to go out in the living room. Okay, these right here are 4,000 watt can lights. I have a whole bunch of them accessible to me. They are used for the band, not my band, but a band, and for club usage. I have connections with the music industry. There are people that in my family that are rather very deeply involved in music. So, I can access a lot of stuff like that at times. So I picked up the cam lights from them, and I'm hoping to use these lights to actually do a lot better green screening, which, ironically, comes into play. See, that's my purple screen that I've been trying to use lately, and I don't have enough room to really set it up, and I'm kind of working on how that's going to work. It's actually two, I think it's 5x8 screens that are just in the way over here. So I'm going to move them out of the way quick. Oh, that's kind of lopsided. See, you set it up and you're not even. So, anyways, this is my arcade machine. I rescued this arcade machine. People don't know this, but these arcade machines, there isn't a lot of value in any of it. I mean, some of them, yes, they have a lot of value in the cabinet because it's such a rare arcade machine, and vice versa, whatever. But a lot of them typically are worth jack. They're worth nothing. The thing that's actually worth something is, unfortunately, right up here, and that's the monitor. And that, of course, is not the original monitor. That's an IBM standard monitor just thrown in there with the speakers on it, which is actually kind of cool because then you can have the sound coming out right here. And like I'm trying to get to this is a work in progress, but sadly, I rescued this. This arcade machine was actually being tossed in the trash, okay? Now, if you look really closely, see, they chose to gut it because the monitor has all the value. So, they only made so many of these monitors, the special monitors that went in here, so they took it out, and they're going to sell it to somebody that's trying to fix another arcade machine. And it's atrocious, because then this whole cabinet was being thrown out. Literally being thrown out. It was getting rained on, it was getting destroyed, and I rescued it. And it's possible to hook a regular computer into this machine and actually have it play through an emulator, unfortunately. But it will actually be able to play any arcade game that you have enough buttons to map out. Now, that's a problem because this machine only comes with 2 buttons per player. Technically speaking, you could, in the emulator, make any other buttons as well work along with that, though. So if you needed 4 buttons to play a game, or even 6 buttons, you could actually map all of these manually. Or even these players. So, I want to explain to you guys what makes me a retro gamer. And this thing is really a piece of history. Look at this. This goes back to a time when things were different. See, right there, let's get this shot better. Hang on. See that light? We're hitting the light. That's funny. Let's go to the other side. There we go. Do you see that right there? That right there, that's cigarette ash. Okay? That actually is under the glass, preserved under there, and it's gross. It's gross. Don't get me wrong. That's gross. But this is a testament to a time when people were in an arcade smoking, playing video games, because you were allowed to back then. You know, this is history to me. This is how it was when I was growing up. People today take it for granted. They have no idea. And I'm not a smoker by any means, but it's a blast from the past. And I would never want to change this just because of that. And there's also other reasons why I will never add buttons to this. Because you could drill, additional buttons could be drilled into this without a problem. But why would I do that? That's actually, to me, wrecking a piece of history. Right here on the button, that is a cigarette stain. It's right in there. Someone had their cigarette laying against this, I guess while they were taking a break or whatever. Maybe they were playing on the other player. And, you know, it just burned into it. But, you know, to me, once again, this is a testament to a change in times. This machine itself is a piece of history to me. And this game isn't the best game in the world, the Combat Tribes, nor is the game in there, actually. But it would be simple enough with the correct attachments to actually make these controls work the way they're meant to work with a regular computer and an emulator. It's actually not that hard. It actually is a card that connects to your USB, and bam, it works. It's actually not that hard at all. So, that's the cheapest solution. Right here you have the instructions for the game. Let's get down there. This needs to be down lower. I'm not worried too much about that. Okay. As you can see, Trying to get a better angle. Alright, there, that'll work. I don't like it, but it's going to be the best I'm going to get. So anyways, you have the combat tribes. The punch button and the kick button. I love it. It tells you the directions, how to use it. Use the 3 items you pick up. I mean, your simple side-scrolling fighting game. Oh, I love how it says there's 3 types of players. This guy has both speed and power. A very useful guy. This guy is not very fast, but he has strength. This guy is not very strong, but he has speed. You know, very typical of a video game. And, you know, I would probably usually prefer the average guy or maybe the speedy guy. I don't know. So, it has the, you know, the shots of the game. And actually, this is actually faded. This yellow, you can barely see the yellow words, but they're faded, probably from sun. Anyways, when you were playing these games, let's take a shot on the inside as well. Let's take a shot on the inside as well. I want you guys to kind of see what you're working with here, because this is something that you probably have never seen. Well, if you see the insides, the guts of these machines, it's amazing how this works. This is old, by the way, guys. This is from, you know, the old days, but it's still, the technology is simple, yet it works, and it's still used today. Here we have the joystick, your directional joystick. Up. See how it actually is triggering a switch, and it's as simple as that. And you can hear them clicking just perfectly fine. The buttons are triggering a switch as well, and it triggers a connection. So when you think about it, implement this to actually work as a regular controller is really a simple thing, and that's why it's very common for people to do it. The thing is basically gutted on the inside. It can be plugged in, but I wouldn't recommend doing it unless I go over all the electrics to make sure that it's not going to blow up. The board is missing, and the magical thing is in the back down here, and I don't think I can get the camera in there to look at it properly from that angle. It's right there. You see that? Let me get my hand up there. That black strip right there. That actually was the JAMA cable, the JAMA connector, and that connects to the board, which is basically the motherboard, but it's basically the game. And that is your magical connector right there, and that's what you connect to make these controls over here function with a computer. And it's really not hard to do. I just haven't had the money to do it. And it's not a lot of money. I just have no money to spare. I don't even have the money to get good shoes, let alone fix this thing up, which is sad, but such is life. Anyways, so that's the inside of your arcade machine, and I just thought you might be interested to see it, because I thought it was kind of awesome. The lighting is obviously poor in this shot. There's blue, which is actually, I kind of like the blue that I'm seeing, but it really makes my face shadowy, because as I've said before, underneath the head gets really shadowy. I'm gonna do a run through of it just to see how that comes out. Maybe it'll be okay. Is that a good shot? Yeah, I should probably be. See, I'm trying to analyze the shot completely, and that's the way it is when you're doing a video. The arcade machine takes up that location. That's a nice shot. I don't really like the kitchen being back there, but unfortunately it is. But that's the whole point of me being right here. It's actually going to help take the focus away from the fact that there's a kitchen over there. I think this shot's going to work. I'm just not happy with the lighting, but I do like that blue light. Okay, so... Alright, here we go. Alright. Anyways, so as I've said, this arcade machine is a piece of history. And I would never want to change it in any way, simply because it is that. It means something to me as a piece of history. And I would love to restore it to its original, but it's going to cost way too much money to do that. So it would be a lot easier just to stick to the whole idea of actually connecting it to an actual computer and putting the computer in there. I'm hoping to keep this in my family as kind of like a family, you know, family heirloom or something. I mean, which is kind of odd since it's a piece of electronics, but hoping to do that. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. So I want to take a moment to explain why I'm a retro gamer. And I do appreciate new games, and I do play new games, especially when there are certain games that I really follow. And I really follow Kingdom Hearts, I typically follow Final Fantasy, a lot of role-playing games. They're kind of going downhill, and Kingdom Hearts has been jumping to handhelds a lot, which drives me nuts, because I'm an adult, unfortunately, and I don't wait on anyone. I don't have to wait on anyone. I hop in my car and I go. I don't want to play a handheld. So why are all these Kingdom Hearts games coming out on handhelds? That bothers me. I want to play highly graphical games with audio and everything in the convenience of my home, on my TV, in high quality, high resolutions. I don't want to play Kingdom Hearts on this tiny little screen, you know, because I'm not a kid waiting for someone to pick me up. If I was, I'd have a handheld, but I'm not. So I don't have one, and nor... I'm going off on a tangent, but... my point is, I do play newer games, but I don't play a lot of newer games. Just some newer games. Ones that I really like and really follow. I'm a retro gamer. I like old games. I guess that's probably my thing, because I do like to feel little. I am stuck in the past, and I guess that's probably partly why I like old games. But if you really think about it, though, the beginning of the video game itself, we're really looking at arcade machines. This is how it was played. This is how it was done. And this is how it really took off. So, to me, we're looking at something that's actually 2 steps forwards and 3 steps back. And the reason I'm saying this is because we have our brand new systems, we have our Xbox, and we have our PS3, and we have our Wii, and we can play with someone that's in Japan or wherever, across the other side of the country. We don't even know who they are. And here we are playing a video game and actually chatting over a mic with them or whatever, which typically a lot of people don't do as often unless they're friends and know you. But the option is there. So that's great, but when you're playing this arcade machine, we have these 3 buttons right here, and we have these 3 controls. Player 1, Player 2, Player 3. And I would be in the arcade as a little kid, and I'd be playing a game like this, and here I am, I put my quarters in, bam, I'm Player 1, alright, another guy walks up and he's like, yo, you mind if I help you out? I'm like, sure, come on, man. He comes up, Player 2, bam, bam. Now think about that. This is actual human interaction. I mean, real, okay? This is way beyond just talking or, like, playing with someone in the other side of the country. This is someone physically there next to you, helping you out. A real person that you can actually kind of talk to and get to know. And that, to me, is way more important than the ability to talk to somebody in another country. You know, that you haven't met, that you don't know, that you're playing a video game with. It just seems that we're losing touch. We're losing that human touch, that human interaction of being that Player 2 and that Player 3, you know. Here they are, right here, right next to you, right now, playing this game. And you could have potentially made a new friend right then and there. But you know what we have instead? If you go to a Chuck E. Cheese, you know, a kids game place where you're having your pizza party, you know what we have now? We have quarter-dropping games. And you know what we had when I was a kid? We had a couple maybe quarter-dropping games, yes, where you drop the quarter in and you tried to do something. But primarily, we had this. We had X-Men, we had The Simpsons, we had Ninja Turtles, we had all these really cool arcade games that you would play with other kids right there, right next to you. This was the real thing. And this, to me, is why a lot of... It's sad. It's sad to me. The arcade is failing. Arcades are failing all over the place. They are struggling. The only thing that actually keeps arcades going is revenue from the dance machines. The people that are doing the Dance Dance Revolution, and Guitar Hero was in there a little bit, but I mean, like, it died out quickly. But this is it, keeping them going. And I just feel like technology has gotten better, but in many ways, we haven't. We've gone south. And I would like to see that change someday. I would like to stand up and see that change someday. It would be an amazing thing. So, that's mainly it. I wanted to explain the background story for why I consider myself to be a retro gamer. And I also wanted to talk a little bit about what goes into making a video. Because these are things you probably didn't even consider. The lighting that you have to do for a video, you know, well, camera angles that I didn't talk about at all, actually focusing on the camera. And it really sucks because a lot of times you'll have a view screen slightly to the right of your camera or to the left of your camera. And the issue with that is, it's great to have it because you can actually, if you're the only person doing your video, you can kind of get an idea that you're focusing properly. But the problem with this is, you're supposed to be looking right dead center at the camera because you're talking to the person, right? Well, sometimes your eyes drift over there just because, you know, it's there and you're checking, right? So you look over there and you're like, yeah, how's it going over there, guys? Hi. How's it going? Hi. How's it going? And then you guys out there are just watching like, why is he looking over there? What's going on over there? Somebody over there? And that's just something that happens. And you look at the shot later and you have to decide, well, did I look over too much or did I look over a lot? And do I need to take this out? Do I need to reshoot? And reshooting sucks. It really does. So I just wanted to talk about that. Why I'm a retro gamer and what goes into making a video. I guess this is a stupid video, so I should probably just end it now. But I would like to just put in there, you know, go to your local arcade if you still have one and, you know, help support them. And, you know, make a new friend. Peace out.